When most of us picture a tick, we think of this tiny, passive little creature, right? Just waiting on a blade of grass for some unsuspecting animal or person to walk by. But today, we're going to talk about a tick that completely shatters that image.
I mean, seriously, what if a tick had eyes, could sense you from a distance, and could actually chase you? It almost sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? Well, for one particular kind of tick, it is very, very real. This is the story of the hunter. So let's meet the star of our show, the genus Hyalomma. These guys are not your average backyard pest. They are, for all intents and purposes, aggressive hunters. And because of our changing climate, they're starting to show up in places they've never been before. Okay, so here's the fundamental difference. Most ticks do something called questing. They just climb up, stretch out their little legs, and wait. It's a waiting game. But the Hyalomma tick? Totally different playbook. It's an active hunter. It uses its actual eyes, it senses the carbon dioxide you breathe out, your body heat, even vibrations, and then it goes after its target. It's a total game changer in the world of ticks. All right, to really get a handle on this hunter, we need to know what it is. So let's pop the hood and break down its basic biology. First up, the basics. The Hyalomma tick is what we call an ectoparasite. That ecto part just means outside. So unlike parasites that live inside a host, this one hangs out on the surface, feeding on blood to get the energy it needs to survive and, make more ticks. And let's be super clear here. We're not talking about some simple, single-celled blob like a protozoan. No way. This is a metazoan, a complex, multicellular animal with organs and specialized systems. It's much, much more sophisticated. And here's a look at its family tree, so to speak. Of course, it's in the animal kingdom. It's an arthropod, which puts it in the same big group as insects and crabs. But as we get more specific, you see it lands in the class arachnid. That's right, it's a relative of spiders and scorpions. So the key thing to remember is this isn't just a bug, it's a highly specialized arachnid hunter. Now here's where things get really wild. It's not just a hunter, it's a world traveler. And the secret to its incredible range is all wrapped up in its life cycle. So how does it do it? Well, a lot of Hyalomma species use what's called a two-host life cycle. A tiny larva hatches, finds a host, often a bird, and latches on. It feeds, and then, get this, it molts into its next stage, a nymph, while still on the same bird. It then has another meal before finally dropping off to become an adult. It's a ridiculously efficient system. And that right there, that partnership with migratory birds, that is the absolute key to their expansion. By hitching a ride on birds during their long spring and fall migrations, these ticks can travel thousands of miles, crossing continents from places like Africa and Asia straight into Europe. Just let that sink in for a moment. 26 days. A migrating bird can cover some serious ground in 26 days, and all the while, it's acting as a living, flying taxi for these ticks. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical scenario. This is really happening. A study in the Netherlands found adult Hyalomma ticks on horses. And here's the kicker. Those horses had never left the country. That's the smoking gun. It means the ticks absolutely arrived as nymphs on birds, dropped off, and were able to survive and mature into adults right there. Okay, so a hunting, world-traveling tick is one thing. But now we have to talk about the really serious part, what it can bring with it. The Hyalomma tick is the primary carrier for a dangerous virus that causes Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever. So if someone gets infected, the disease typically unfolds in 4 phases. It starts with a short incubation period after the bite. Then comes the pre-hemorrhagic phase, which hits you like a truck, sudden fever, headache, muscle pain. But then, in severe cases, it can progress to the hemorrhagic phase, which is exactly as bad as it sounds, with serious bleeding. For those lucky enough to survive, the recovery can be really long and slow. So what's actually going on inside the body to cause all this? Well, the virus goes after the endothelial cells. These are the cells that form the lining of our blood vessels. This attack can trigger a massive overreaction from the immune system, something called a cytokine storm. This storm damages the blood vessels themselves, making them leaky, which is what leads to all the bleeding. So, when you're up against something like this, you need a solid plan. It's all about detection and defense. Let's look at how doctors identify the threat and then what we can all do to protect ourselves. In a clinical setting, doctors have a whole toolkit to figure out what's going on. They can, of course, identify the tick itself under a microscope. For a patient, they'll look for clues in the blood. Really early on, a powerful molecular test called RT-PCR can spot the virus's genetic code. A bit later, tests like ELISA can detect the antibodies our bodies make to fight back, confirming the infection. But, the absolute best strategy is not getting bitten in the first place. And there are some really practical, common sense things you can do. Wear light-colored clothes so you can see ticks more easily, use a good repellent with DEET, and maybe most importantly, always do a thorough tick check on yourself, your kids, and your pets after you've been outside. If you find one, remove it carefully with tweezers, pulling straight up and out. So, where do we go from here? Well, this is definitely an evolving situation, but the good news is science is not sitting on the sidelines. Researchers are working hard to stay ahead of this hunter tick. Of course, the holy grail in this fight would be a vaccine. And while there isn't one on the market for humans just yet, there is real progress being made. There are promising candidates, like one called VLA15, that are actually in clinical trials right now, which gives us a lot of hope for the future. And a huge part of this fight is just knowing where the enemy is. That's where surveillance comes in. Scientists in places like Germany and Poland are actively tracking these ticks on migratory birds. This gives us a real-time map of where they're spreading, which is absolutely critical for public health officials to get ready. And really, this all leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? The story of the Hyalomma tick is just one chapter in a larger story about how our changing climate is creating new health challenges. As the planet warms, the old boundaries that kept creatures like this in check are literally melting away. The real challenge for us is to be smart enough and fast enough to adapt. By the way, we pulled all this information together using a Gemini deep search. If you want to go down the rabbit hole and check out the original studies and data for yourself, we've put a complete list of all the sources in the Notebook LM document that's linked right in the description below. Hey, if you got something out of this explainer and you want to see more deep dives into the topics that are shaping our world, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. And please, let us know what you think in the comments. We read all of them. Thanks so much for watching.